My baby want me at the game, but I tell her this is all that I know. I could've took her 9 to 5, but the hustle life is what I chose. My team needs me on the streets, but my fan want me on the right road. And that the pressure building up got me feeling like I'm about to explode.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It don't feel like work. I'm a OTB, the new dirt McGirt. I've been at it so long, my skin's like leather. From the cold, my bones and heart aches together. I'm a soldier, I represent that 2%. Every tattoo on my body proves who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. And my name more feared than the ghosts of damn. I'm a monster, a Pack City vet. And the Goonies, they soldiers, they ain't cadets. Go on, put them to the test, see you breathe the last breath. We the last man standing, they're the last ones left. The streets is dangerous, life gets colder than snow. I told myself no more, but I can't let go. These streets is all that I know, the streets is all that I owe. And if this rap don't work, player, guess where I go.
My baby want me at the game, but I tell her this is all that I know. I could've took her 9 to 5, but the hustle life is what I chose. My team need me on the streets, but my fan want me on the right road. And that the pressure building up got me feeling like I'm about to explode. Every time I leave my house, my girl say that she worried. She say she played my dreams of my casket being buried. But I'm moving fast through the flurry, money coming in a hurry. Plus I drink and smoke till my vision going blurry. Game got a funny way of pulling me back. Try to stay on the right side by making these tracks. Get away from the bad life. But I'm addicted to the fast life, I gotta get stacks. I got this stress on my mind, I can't even go to sleep. Paranoid of the boys in blue, they stay up on the creep. So even though I'm free, I can't run wild on the street. Cause I'm living on parole, my P.O. is holding the leash. I'm just trying to get my money, have my family living right. Make it through the dark till it's sunny and walking through the light. It'll probably never happen, but we doing alright. How you want me to lead the game, baby? This is my life. My baby want me at the game, but I tell her this is all that I know. I could've took her 9 to 5, but the hustle life is what I chose. My team needs me on the streets, but my fan want me on the right road. And that the pressure building up got me feeling like I'm about to explode.
It's been a long time coming, it's been a long time running in the ghetto, and I love it. This money making is nothing. My family is who I'm trusted, and nothing comes over hustling. Comes out when Brooklyn start busting and played it hard, and the puzzle was puzzling, and I was back to the bone, and I grew up with the money, and mama used to trip out about how much money kept coming. I had to watch my back as my money kept doubling, and it was fast like young Cuddies, nothing but clubbing, and it was pop star tales with the jacuzzi bubbling, and rather than lie, my people knew I was thugging, and rather than hate it, my mama, she learned to love.
My baby want me at the game, but I tell her this is all that I know. I could've took her 9 to 5, but the hustle life is what I chose. My team needs me on the streets, but my fan want me on the right road. And that the pressure building up got me feeling like I'm about to explode.
Ooh! Jeez. Major love to Winnipeg's most. What's happening out there? What is happening, my people? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. That was Winnipeg's most with all that I know. Man, what can I say about that one? That one was a banger. Put your flames up, people. Put your flames all the way up, man. Put your flames all the way up. Man, how you feeling today? I'm feeling great. Feeling very good. Feeling good. Man, you know, I just want to say before I go on, that was fire, and that was a classic, a timeless classic that will forever ever live on. And it was crazy. You know, I'm gonna get into that in a bit, but my name is Drezus. You are now tuned into In Drezus' Name. Beautiful Sunday. I know Sunday we got a lot of hungover people out there. I'm gonna pray for you. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay, all right? You just stick right here with me, and I'll give you some virtual hugs. Come here, come here. No, I'm just playing with you. You're gonna be all right, all right? So we're gonna work on those good vibes for the next little bit. Man, I've been biking a lot lately. I don't know if you guys see my social media, but I've been taking part in the Break the Bicycle Challenge. The Break the Bicycle movement is basically a movement for Black and Indigenous men's mental health, using bicycle as a tool, using bicycles as a tool and resource to unlock some doors right here. Because I know one of my favorite things as a kid was riding on the bike. You know what I mean? Riding on a bike all the time, man, all the time. And you know what? Yesterday I went on a ride, and I went on a ride with my homeboy, and we were like riding around like little kids. He was on his BMX, I was on my mountain bike, and the shit was fun as hell. It was fun as hell to just get on the bike and be ride out like a young boy again. And what I felt like is happening is I'm unearthing all these little memories and pieces of myself that were locked away from when I started drinking right away, man. Because right after the biking and all that stuff, the cool stuff as a kid, right away I got into drugs and alcohol. You know what I mean? I didn't have a time to grow as a kid properly, or as a teenager properly. So I feel like I'm uncovering shit, and I'm uncovering pieces of myself that I never knew were there, and pieces of myself that I love so much to this day. And I'm so happy to be here. You know what I mean? I'm just grateful to be here. So I want to challenge you guys to get active, because not only is it good for like our physical health, but for me, most importantly, it's our mental health, man. Mental health. So I know mental health, like, I'm gonna just be real quick. Coming up, growing up, when we hear the word mental, we think like, oh, this guy's mental, he's dumb as F, or you're crazy, right? But we have to like reclaim the word mental health as a positive thing, because our bodies are like weapons, sometimes dangerous weapons, without a host. If we have no host, then we're just firing off at anybody, anything, causing shit, causing problems. You know what I mean? And then we're like, we catch on. Our mental health like snaps out of it, like, hey, damn, I shouldn't have done that. But the way I am now, I feel like there's a constant flow of like positive energy coming through me, and I'm really grateful for that. Let me do some shout outs real quick. Let me see here. Yo, where's everybody at? Put your cities up. Homeboy said the IG story's been killing me. Yo, hold up. Let me play one of these IG stories for you guys. Yeah, so I was biking yesterday. I did my first 50-kilometer bike ride yesterday. I never did that shit in my life. 50 kilometers, man. So it was like 30 miles. It was amazing. It was hard, but I felt like I learned a lot. Here, I'm gonna show you guys something. Hold up. Oh yeah, this is me going down the hill right here. Oh, you can't even see that. That's me screaming around like a wild man. Loving life, loving life. But yo, let me get out some shout outs here. Self-discovery is beautiful. It took 38 years for me to wake up, but hey, you here, brother. Welcome. Glad to have you. Thank you for tapping in too. I need to fix my bike and hit the trail. Let's do it. Becoming one with nature. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Just kidding. Real deadly voice. What if I just did my thing like this? Hey guys. Yo, hold on. Okay. 32 and still waking. Hey man. There's people that, okay, I don't mean any disrespect here, but there's people that are 90 years old that still haven't woken up to the fact that mental health is the most important part of our system. Our mind is the most powerful weapon we have. Bars. Central Cali, much love, much love. Oh, what the? That one's blank. Hey, 40th birthday to William Crandell. Yo, everybody put happy birthday to William right now. Everybody put your little cakes up and happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear William. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. George Moose in Winnipeg, what up? William Candell in Ohio. Steve Kimball in L'Orange. What sparked the change in me? Man, a lot of things, bro. I quit drinking 3 years ago, but damn, those past 3 years was a lot of hell, man. Right here. It was like a lot of self-doubt, like, oh, this is the real me. I don't know if I like this person, that kind of thing at first. But then as you get through it, and having a supportive partner like I do, and the wonderful family and friends that I do, I was able to move up. Trenton, what's up, man? Tyler, my brother, I appreciate you for ordering a merch pack recently. Yes, John Flatfoot, much love. Alberta, Prince Rupert, yes. You love my shirt? Oh yeah, this is section 35. What did I say? Kill mascots, save the people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. We got tons and tons of shout outs here. We will get to them. Maybe one of the broskies can shout you out too. 32 on Wednesday. Oh, William Crandell is smiling. Happy birthday. Okay, let's get into it, man. So the whole reason why we're here today is I wanted to get on here and conversate with some good friends of mine and inspirations, brothers. There's a lot of words I can use to describe these guys. One thing for sure is that they were at the top of Canada's rap game. And I'm not just talking native or indigenous. I'm talking the rap game. And Winnipeg's Most, when they first came out, I'm going to speak about Winnipeg's Most, like in past tense here. I was in the Winnipeg area, and man, I was going through my own stuff, and seeing them just go was crazy because I literally saw them in the hood. You know what I mean? Because I got into trouble in Winnipeg that put me on house arrest in the north side, in the north end of Winnipeg, right? And I remember this parties going off across the street. And I'd be like, yo, who's these dudes over there? And then Tomislav was like, yo, that's the Heat Bag Boys. Because I was kicking it with Tomislav. And eventually I just started seeing them on the news. Some pretty wild, crazy things, crazy articles, crazy wild boys doing their thing. And I was like, damn, these guys are crazy. And they're dope. Like the bars, impeccable. The movement was so strong. The whole city of Winnipeg just, this is in the early days. The whole city was around them. They were stars in their own city. And it was amazing to see that that growth. And then I heard about them working on a project, this song, All That I Know, that I just showed. And yeah, man, there's just so much connections between me and these guys, but I want to keep it all them. Um, yo, I'm gonna be real with you, John C. We waiting on you, my brother. We waiting on you. Wake up, wake up. I'm gonna text you right now. But yo, without keeping it further, I always say this, man. Without further ado, I got one of the brothers here from the Winnipeg boys, Winnipeg's most, happens to be an ill father, a dope father. That's a good father for all you squares out there. Still going to this day. I got my man Charlie Fettah, man. Make some noise for this man right here. Put your flames up. Put your flames up. Let's go. Yes, man. Yeah.
What's up, man?
What's happening, bro?
I'm chilling,
What's
man.
really
Just
good, brother?
Chilling.
So you're out.
How you doing?
Where you at? Peg City?
Yeah, I'm in the
Good,
north
bro.
side. I'm in the
Winnipeg's.
north side.
Hey, Winnipeg's most was the start of me discovering Canadian rap and hip hop.
That's
Okay.
that's a big one, man. Thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one. Hold on, just been listening to Winnipeg Boy. All right, we'll get into the shout outs and all that in a bit. But first of all, yo, man, just want to say what's up. Welcome, bro. I see you out there being Daddy Fettah nowadays. How's that going, man?
Man, it's crazy, man. My boy turns 8 this year, and yeah, it's nutty because like when you first become a father, it's like about like protecting and feeding and just like the basic necessities of life. And now he's like a little man, like a little human. Like he's always a little human, but we have these crazy conversations, and he's got like his opinions, and he has opinions and beliefs that are his own. So it's crazy because we have like real conversations now, which is something that kind of like leveled it up too, is that I have to be like way more aware of how I carry myself because he's watching for real now. Like they're always watching. Children are sponges, but especially now, like we'll be driving and I like honk at someone or like whatever, and he's like, "Yo, Dad," he's like, "You don't need to be so mad. Maybe that dude's in a rush. Maybe he's got to get somewhere really, really quickly." And I'm like, "You're right." I'm like, "You're right, man. I'm just impatient." But yeah, no, it's great, man. He's so soft spoken, and he's like literally he's like my mini me, but he's so much more calm than I was and soft spoken, and he's just a respectful little man, and I'm really proud that he's my son. So it's great.
Yeah, no
Love
doubt. I hope he's more calm than you are being a being a little guy like that. But yeah, major love to the little man. I saw that change, bro. I've been seeing it, because I've been watching, and for the past like few years, honestly, I've been doing more watching than like producing or like creating, honestly. And that's one thing that I relate to now is that connection with our kids teaches us so much, you know what I mean? About ourselves, like, and they're like the pure version of ourselves, before we got all twisted and tangled up in some BS, right?
They
So like,
he always makes me look at it from a different angle. Like he always makes me look at it from a different perspective because like I'm 34, you know what I mean? I'm like stuck in my ways. Like I am who I am and I'm proud of who I am, but there are things about myself that I'm consistently trying to work on and change and progress. And he's usually the one forcing that progression because I value his opinion more than I value anybody's. Like, you know what I mean? Like who I am in my son's eyes is almost the most important. You know what I mean? And you know me, I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. You know what I mean? But
right.
I absolutely care what he thinks of me. And I think like a lot of people don't understand that until they have children. And it's like that like thing where like you want to be a superhero, to your kids. And I think I want to be more than that. I think I want to be like a role model for like good humanity and like his moral compass and shit like that. And he keeps me on point, man. Like I said, man, he checks me all the time, and we have conversations about it now. Like now that he's getting older, we actually have like, we'll get into a little bit of an argument. I'm like, we'll go sit apart for 20 minutes, then we'll come back together and have this crazy dope conversation. And I'm like, I can't do this with half my friends.
No, no doubt. No, I
So
feel
it's
you.
like, it's crazy.
It's crazy because like when you grow into that role as a father and as a man in that sense, it's like it's almost like you become this completely different person that you thought you were or whatever, everything changes and you feel like you lost to like a lot of people. Like
I think,
like
I
I
did.
didn't say lost, but I mean like you felt a lot of distance come between you.
Yep.
Yeah. I
It's
feel
just
you on that.
it's something that I think is just natural too. Like if people don't have kids or their priorities are different than yours, I think it's only natural. Like, everyone's gonna deal with losing friends or whatever, but at the end of the day, the only people that are really, really important to me, like the only people that I actually need to make sure are good and I'm good with them, are like the homies and shit. But I mean, really, you boil it down, and it's like my mom, my son, his mother, my grandma. Like, just that's what really made me. Those are things that having the child really put in perspective for me, because I wasn't really visiting my grandma before I had a kid. Like I was, but I wasn't. And now it's like the time that I spend with my mom and with my grandma with River means so much more. So it's just like I don't mind my circle getting smaller. I feel like I think the circle getting smaller allows you more time to give to people that really, really I don't want to say deserve, but the people you should be focusing on. And that's why I fell away from music for a bit too, because I was like, yo man, I just need to like when I went on tour there last spring and fall, I was like, man, I'm gone for a month. Like I was like, what's going on while I'm gone? Like what am I missing? Like what kind of conversations am I missing with my boy? But it was cool because when I got back, he was like, tell me all about it. He's like, tell me about everything. And I'm like, all right, cool. How much time you got?
Yeah. Sick.
And I like seeing, I like the fact, like I struggled with that. I was almost not going to go on tour, but I also, as much as it's like, I want him to see that you can do what you want to do for a career. I want to show him that there's 150 ways to get it. You know what I mean? Whatever way you want to pick, as long as you enjoy it and as long as it means something to you and as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, then I don't really care how you make a living or what you want to do. I just want him to see that you can follow a dream and it'll pay off and that hard work and all that stuff is worth it, So
no doubt. That's blessed, man. Thank you for sharing that. Yo, just before I go on, you got like a fan or something going on? AC or something? Or are you gonna start sweating if you turn it off?
No, I'm good. It's hot over here, man. It's hot in Winnipeg.
Man, I know I remember one summer I was in Winnipeg, and like these are summers I couldn't leave because I was on some court ish, right? And I remember like it was like 40 or something, man, and it was like it felt like an oven with a sweat, man. Oh, but I had on the Dickie suit though. You know what I mean?
That shit does not breathe.
No. But yo, speaking of Winnipeg, yeah, man, I have a lot of people who've been asking about you guys, and I feel like there's a lot of people who had a lot of questions in the air about all types of things. I'm not saying you have to answer anything like that, but what I wanted to talk about was like those early days. Like say I remember you guys on the block, man. You know what I mean? And that was like when that news clip came out.
That was from that video we shot. That was a video.
Yeah, so those days were around when me and Slav were on the next block, basically.
Yep.
And so being in that environment of the North End with all this going on.
Yep.
How did you find that space in yourself and your brain in the house to create music, man?
The thing is, for me, I was, before I got into rap, I was like always into like punk and like anti, I mean, I'm always anti-authority. I mean, as bad as that is, but like I've always questioned like the people in charge. So I was always drawn to punk, and then when I started listening to like rap music, I was like, oh shit, this is the same message. Um, and I think being in that environment, like when we were in the street, um, I think it was a way that I could deal with the stress. Like, I mean, the money comes fast, and people say it's easy money and whatever, but you know, when you're constantly looking over your shoulder and you're constantly worried about people kicking in your door and things like that, um, I think it was like a coping. It was like really like a coping mechanism for me. It was a way that I could express myself. I've always been the type to wear my heart on my sleeve, and I think it was just like an extension of that. Um, but it was tough. I mean, sometimes, sometimes people, especially because we were in the street, some people, like the homies, were like, "Yo, you can't say that," like, because we're still doing this. But I mean,
Like,
it was, yeah.
let
It
them
was
know
like,
real quick. Let them know, like, I mean, without like putting yourself in a position or something like that.
oh,
Like,
I
let
can't hear
them
you.
know.
Hold up. I can't hear you. I'm gonna leave and come back real quick.
All right.
I'm gonna leave and come.
Yeah. Fettah's gonna fix up his mic and come back. But in the meantime, let's do some shout outs real quick. Real quick. Major love to T-Tam Livingston. Okay. McGwitch for sharing, because a lot of people can relate. You right. Okay, we back. We're gonna try this again. Still crunching.
Are you hearing? Yeah, you're crunching, right?
No, you're crunching.
I'm crunching.
Yeah.
Hold up.
It's all good. It's all good, my brother.
Oh, there we go. Hold on. I'm gonna get some Wi-Fi. All
There
right.
you go.
We back.
Oh, you getting closer to the Wi-Fi?
Yeah. There we go.
There you go. All right. Okay. This is the beauty of live, man. You know, I appreciate you for coming on the live, because sometimes it can get real sticky.
COVID
yeah.
times, man.
So, yo, in the beginning days of like Heat Bag, what kind of environment was it, man?
Man, it was it was crazy. We were young. Man, it's no secret. Like, I've been convicted, so like whatever, man. I shouldn't say we. I was just running wild, man. Selling what I could, flipping anything I get my hands on.
Oh my god, you scared me.
Why did I scare you?
Because I didn't know you were out here. I thought you left.
Hey, Riv.
Holy shit.
Hey, what's happening?
That's Jesus.
We live, baby.
Okay. Okay.
But my dad wants to come barbecue later, too.
Okay, yeah, we can barbecue. This is live. Where's your shoes? Put your shoes on, boy.
Maybe we'll go shop at like Safeway, I guess.
Okay.
Fam things.
All right, we good.
Fam things. It's all good, man. When I was talking to Tab the other week, this little girl came through and he's like,
no,
get a glass of water.
Huh?
No, go ahead, bro.
What's up?
Am I delaying on you? Go ahead and carry on, my brother.
Are we here? I feel like I'm on perfect Wi-Fi right now.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, go ahead, man. Let them know.
Okay, so like back in the day, it was just like we were just running wild. Like that was the thing. It was like there was nothing stopping us. Like we had no real responsibility, right? Like you're running wild. You're making as much money as you physically can, and you're spending it just as quickly. You know what I mean? Like you're just going off. And but with that life came like a lot of violence and a lot of turmoil and a lot of drama that I think was affecting us more than we actually thought it was affecting us, because you're just trying to be a big man. Your ego is speaking for you all the time. You're always puffing your chest out. You're always trying to to not be soft. You're not trying to show any real emotion other than anger or other than aggression, shit like that. So that's how it was back in the day. But there was always like love. Like the thing is too, especially with Heatbag, like we were such a tight crew. Like everybody moved together. Nobody stepped out by themselves. Like when we moved as a unit, we left as a unit, and that was a form of protection. You know.
No, I remember that.
So
what do you feel like music, that outlet is like, so in a crazy ass world like that? Because I remember myself, like at the time, I was on damn, I'm getting some mad crunchies.
that's not. I don't think that's me, man. I'm on like the illest Wi-Fi right now.
No, I know, but I'm on the headphones and the mic and all that. Anyways, it's all good. But yo, what I wanted to say was, those early days, I was on crack charges myself. You know what I mean? I was facing all kinds of BS, and my only form of like escape was the mic.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you
was
go.
the mic.
That's what it was.
Yeah, was the microphone. You know what I mean? And do you feel like all those, you know, how the street code is, like you can't be crying around, you can't be showing emotion, you can't be like, hey bro, I'm feeling kind of sad today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't
like,
do that.
That's not accepted, right? So do you feel like getting on track was your form of release in that way?
Oh yeah, 100%, man. You know, it's no secret, and I'm cool with it now. I'm like a hella emotional. I'm an emotional dude. That's okay. Like I've come to terms with it. I use it for positive shit now. I used it for negative shit before because I would lash out because I was scared to express that to people. I was like, yo, I'm hella, like I'm dealing with some serious depression right now. Like me and my father have a terrible relationship, and I don't think he loves me. And the only way that I knew how to deal with that was to do some dumb shit, to act out. You know what I mean? So every time I would write, I would just like I wouldn't care. Like when I was writing, it was fucked up because like in the streets, I had to be this person that I really wasn't. But when I was rapping and making music, I could just be me, and people accepted that, and I got better at, like, as time went on, I kind of got known for that. Like I was the dude talking about, like, you know, not always the hustle side of shit. Yeah. And that to me really, really helped me out because I was so caught up. Like I remember sitting when I was in Stony, and I remember I went to the Reman first, and everything was lovely.
Stony's and the pen for everybody listening out there.
Yeah. When I was in the pen, so I got to the pen and I was in the fish tank, and everything was good. Everything was good, but I had a cellmate in the fish tank. So that was like 3 months, and I really didn't figure out what was going on. And then it's the day that I got to population, and you're like in the bars, you're on the tier, you're with like the killers and the lifers and the gang men, like you're in the fucking jungle. That was when I was like, all that bravado, all that ego, all that greed isn't worth shit. And the only thing that saved me when I was in there was writing. And I just wrote every day. I just wrote constantly. And because the homies were good, everybody just kind of left me alone. Like they were just like, yo, rap for us every once in a while. I'd be like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah, no problem. What do you want to hear, right?
Usually you're like, nah, make it. But in there, you got to be like, okay, I got you.
Yeah, and plus, like, when the guy's like 6'7", 350 pounds, hell yeah, I'm after you, dog.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
I got you, bro. How many bars do you want? 100 bars? I got 100 bars for you right now. But I want to say this, too, because you touched on it, how, like, you were in Winnipeg at the same time. The crazy thing is that me and John C., and I wish he was in here right now, me and John C. actually went on tour to the Vancouver Olympics with the Res Official boys, because Drezus was on Stips and he couldn't leave, or he was locked at the time. And I remember getting that phone call, and Stomp's like, yo, y'all want to come to Vancouver? And I was like, for what? And he's like, the Olympics. And I'm like, yeah, I want to fucking come to Vancouver for the Olympics. And I'm like, why? And he's like, oh, Dro can't come. It was Big Dro at the time. He's like, oh, Dro can't come. And Dro, for everybody watching, he put me on to so many shows. Like when Res Official was popping, even before Winnipeg's Most was like a real thing. Drezus used to put me on a whole bunch of shit, like at Sonar, Day by that Day by show is so funny, man. I clown Day by every time I see him about that. I'm like, you remember when you passed out on stage at your own show, bro?
Oh shit!
I love Day by, but that was the funniest shit
shout
ever.
out Day by, man.
That was so funny. But yeah, music has always been like that to me. Like, it's just the way I can express myself in a safe, positive way. And when I was doing my youth work, that's always what I would tell these kids. I'm like, yo, like, do something, find a way to release your anger and aggression and all that energy, because that's still energy. Like, it might be bad energy, but you have to deal with that energy. Because I feel like when you let that shit build and bubble, nothing good comes out of that, man. Nothing good. You either get angry or you get depressed, and both of those things are like, anger's okay, depression's okay too. Everybody deals with it, but you got to find like coping mechanisms like to deal with it. So that was always that for me.
Outlet to me is the biggest thing, is having outlets to get rid of that whether it's or on the mic or playing ball or whatever, writing even. Sometimes the outlet is just talking like this right now, just talking to another dude or another one of your friends, whatever.
But we couldn't have done that back in the day. Like you and I'd be like, man, like you'd have a problem with a chick and you'd be like, man, fuck her. But really you want to be like, yo, I love this girl. Shit's not going well and I feel bad. But you're like, whatever, man, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna find the next chick, right? And you're like, you're like dying inside.
Yeah, meanwhile, and there's a lot of things that you can't say as men. But yo, let me just back it up really quick, because you brought up a crazy story, a crazy piece, a little bit of history here. So this time when he was talking about, I think it was it was winter of 2010, man. Yep. And I was on conditions, and I snuck off to Brandon one night out of Winnipeg for the powwow and all this stuff, right? I had a show at
DOTC.
Yeah, so I had a show at the bar up on top of the hill. I don't know which you performed there before with Siphon them.
Yeah, it's called Hillside.
Anyways, I did a show there. And I was like super drunk the whole weekend, and I ended up missing my PO call. And then I got into a fight at the bar. RCMP came down, whooped my ass. I remember getting like lifted up by two RCMPs and like boom, like head first into the corner of this like cement. And I had this big ass thing right here. Took me out to the middle of some bush. I thought I was gonna get murked, bro. And then I remember seeing another car pull up. I came to another RCMP car pulled up, and I was like, "Oh man, this is it." I thought I'm gonna get at least beat down or something. But I passed out, and I came to in the hospital. And I came to, and there's an RCMP sitting right next to me, and that nurse was like, "What happened?" And he's like, "Nothing happened to him. He fell or something." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're gonna lie.
Trying to lie for me. But anyways, I ended up getting locked up and going into Brandon Correctional. And it was so whack because 2 weeks later, I was given permission from my PO to go do this show at the Olympics, 2010 Olympics.
Yep.
Boom. So I remember waking up after that hangover, coming to and being like, I'm locked up. Oh no, the Vancouver show, the Olympics. And you there, you can't cry.
Nope.
I wanted to cry straight up. But there's no way you're gonna be crying in jail. So I remember seeing the Olympics on this little, those little tiny ass TVs, right? I'm sitting there watching the Olympics on the little TV, thinking, damn, I up big time. I thought it was over for me. And at the time, it kind of was over for a short period. But at that ending was a new beginning, like you said, because my plane ticket basically got transferred over to John C. or something like that. And then you jumped in. Man, so like I remember hitting Stomp up. Oh no, I didn't hit. Yeah, I think I called Stomp somehow. And then he's like, "Yeah, what do you want me to do, bro?" And I was like, just let it go. Just let it go, man. I was like, I wanted to cry and shit, you know what I mean? But like, I didn't want to be like, ooh, or nothing, but it's like, damn, this is my like chance to come back. This was Red's official reunion show.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was a big tour, man.
So the weight was super heavy. Yeah, man, you guys did mad shows, and I was sitting there thinking, damn, I'm missing this, I'm missing that, I'm missing it. You know, and Stomp was there, but yeah, Stomp was definitely in the corner. And speaking of Stomp, man, we got Stomp in the building right here, Mr. Tom Cryer. And we got
Get
J
outta
Mac in the building.
here.
Sorry to catch you slipping, bros.
Oh shit, it's a reunion.
Yo, you know I had to bring in the boys. Yo, you guys good with the mics? Hold on one sec. Let me make sure the mics are good. Oh, your mics are muted, broskies.
There we go. You
There
good?
we go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
All
What's up, guys? How you doing, man?
There you go.
Chilling.
Yeah, damn. This is crazy.
You don't
John
wanna-
C ain't here.
You don't want to hear my Olympic stories because I watched it off this house, so you don't want to hear those.
You were probably sober too, weren't you?
Most def, I was the hugger, man. I was holding these guys, making sure it was all good.
Damn.
Fun times,
What were they doing? Were they getting buck in the city or what?
I think they took it
well,
pretty easy, man. It wasn't that
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I'd say Whistler though. Whistler was the one. There was some good times in Whistler. We'll say that.
Yo, everybody who's tuned in here, this is Big Stomp from Res Official Music. Show some love, shout them out. And we also got J Mac from Res Official Music. Show him some love, shout him out. So if you guys didn't know, these guys play a huge role in the Winnipeg's Most Puzzle too. And I'm feeling very grateful to have him here, especially because John C is MI-izzle.
He's flaking, bro.
Too bad he's not here.
He's just probably
I know.
he's over at Junie's having a burger or something. You know. But yeah, so these guys, while you guys are here, I wanna ask you guys while you're all here, how did you guys hook up and start making music? How did you guys like first link up and make All That I Know or whatever? What was the first record?
I'll tell you right now. Res Official at the APCMA Awards, there was an after party at the Vibe nightclub, and I just rapped for J Mac for like 2 hours, and then Stomp.
Oh wait, let me get
was
that
like,
comment off of J.
No, for real. Like I would turn and go like chill somewhere else, and then Fettah would come up like, "Yo," and then just start spitting. I'm like, "All right."
I would just be walking, I'd be walking around the club, like trying to have a good time. And every time I come back to Jay, Fettah would be like, "Yo, bars, like 2,000 bars at least."
2,000 bars.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he saved some of those bars for inside, I guess, for the big homies. Yeah. Go ahead, bro. Who I think it was Fettah.
Oh yeah, no, that's like I just remember that because I remember the photo too. You guys are all wearing white, and
I remember that show. I remember that show.
It was at the Vibe, and I went up and I did like one song or some shit. You or Helly gave me like a 16, and I did it. And then we were already such big fans of Res Official that I kind of was like, yo, I know the rappers are like rapping, but I was like, these guys make the beats, so I need to go holler at them real quick. Like I already knew you and Helly, so I knew that was gonna be okay. But that's the first time we met. And then the crazy thing is Stomp said that night, he's like, yeah, we'll do something. I was like, all right, bet. And then like a year and a half later, he just like randomly emailed or like Facebooked or whatever the fuck it was at the time, MySpace or some shit.
MySpace.
And he was like, yo, I want to make a record with you, with you and John C. And then that just happened. And then Brooke came in the fold and whatever else. But like that, like literally was how it was. Because I was like, oh, he said we're gonna do something. I didn't hear from him for like a year, whatever. You know what I mean? And then he hits you up, and you're like, oh shit. You're like, yes.
Yeah. And those beats were like, so with that beat pack was All That I Know in there? Was it?
Yep.
I think
it was called Magic.
Yeah.
I still have the beat pack. I still have it. The track that ended up on the album.
It's called Magic?
It was called Magic, and I remember we were at a show.
Magic.
It was one of the first shows when he came back to Winnipeg.
What the heck is going on?
Fettah kind of pulled me to the side, and he's like, "Man, that one, Magic.
There you go.
That one is the one. That one is the one." It wasn't a song yet, but it was just.
Yeah.
It had a little bit of a special. Yeah. Had a little
Nah.
special twinkle.
I remember when I heard that. I ain't gonna lie, man. I can say this because it's way later, but I was like, "Stomp, man! Why you gonna give him that beat, man? Come on, man! I thought this was beneficial, bro. You know what I mean?
Well, I was mad too.
But you know what?
I think that
there's
was
no
the
way I
first
could
song
have
we
done
did.
that with that beat. There's no way I could have done that with that beat, man. You guys had a certain chemistry that is it will never happen again. Honestly, you know that was such an explosive combination. And like, who came first on the track? Like, what did everybody get down on the same session, or were you guys did it take a minute for that to come together?
I can't remember actually.
It wasn't it the verses.
Because
No,
the
no,
thing was,
it
he
was
sent the
hook.
beats.
It was the hook first,
Go
wasn't
ahead.
it? You sent me a reference of the hook. I think C sent me a reference of the hook, and then Brooke added that piece at the end, didn't he?
Can Fettah hear us?
Oh, yeah, okay. I think
He's got the Reds connection. I thought I'd have the Reds connection.
I think the way it went was they had the hook, the first part of the hook, and then because Brooklyn was still coming into the mix as Winnipeg's most, he was sort of featured on most of the early songs, but then he came in afterwards and adding different parts to the hooks, and then they eventually brought him in just because he had such a special kind of sound. He added a lot to the melody of everything.
Word.
Yeah.
Yo, Fettah. You got the res connection? Are you on the res? I'm trying. Yo, put your headphones back on. Okay, hold up. I'm just gonna mute his mic really fast until you figure that out. But yo, while we got Stomp and Jay, so what was it the special part of Winnipeg's most to you? Like, when did you realize that yo, this is nuts right here? Or when was that moment?
Go ahead, Jay.
Well, for me, I wasn't to Stomp's credit, and I know he never takes it, so I'll give him that. But Stomp packed up the Intrepid with all the studio equipment and went to Winnipeg. And I didn't go, I had family obligations, whatever. So for me, it was just hearing the work coming out of those sessions. And as he was, because I still have a lot of those demos, and I even have the beat pack you guys are talking about. I still have that because it had my beats and his beats in there. And just hearing the tracks come out of there, and I was like, oh man, and then getting that initial taste at the Olympics, because some of those shows weren't super big, but once the music started hitting, it started drawing people in. People started coming to watch. And by the last shows, we had pretty big shows because obviously it was just it was Res Official, but we were introducing Winnipeg's most as well. So that's where I seen where this could go, because it was it was powerful, man. Like, being able to run those sets was awesome. To see that firsthand was, so for me, that's when it was. I'm sure for Stomp it goes back a little further, but for me, that's where that was.
No doubt.
I remember when we were putting together the beat pack, it was probably late 2009, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And when Jay did the intro beat, because I was still kind of working through my ideas on the other beats, but I remember when I heard the intro beat, it was one of those times where I was like, yeah, this is the intro, because it was too much. Like, it was bum, 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 and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't too long after Keep It Thorough came out, but it was just had a totally different feel, and on the turnaround, it was a Rocky sample, right?
Yeah, Rocky 2 intro. Yeah.
But
say that out loud, though.
Yeah, this is perfect. And that's why it was one of the first ones that we actually recorded. I'm pretty sure in Fettah's den when we set it up. When we went over there, I brought everything. It was a 300. I drove out,
sorry,
packed it up, took my laptop and a mic, and then we went to Value Village on one of the very first days I got there. Because I was like, okay, we got to figure out how we're gonna do a set up like a vocal booth. So Fettah had the space, had to put my house, and then we just went and we bought a whole shitload of blankets at Value Village, and then just put them on these boards in Fettah's den, and then did the whole first, the majority of the first album was recorded there probably within that week, And it was like every day, just recording until we got tired, get bored, then we go out for the night, come back, record. You know what I mean? And it was just like a total. It was just the vibe was insane. You know what I mean? And so that, like what I was saying with Jay's intro beat, that was one of the ones that kind of set everything off. It was like a perfect introduction originally to just John C. and Fettah. Mm-hmm. But then after the fact, adding Brooklyn into the mix as well, late Brooklyn, it just, like you said, it's one of those things where even when I go back and I listen to, and I'm sure Jay can relate, when I listen to the work that was coming out when I was working on music around that time, 2009, 2010, it was special as a producer. When you go back and you listen to the music that you're making, you're like, how the fuck did I come up with something like that? Like, I don't even know if I'd be able to flip something like Take It Over the Line. Now I remember Take It Over the Line was an old I can't remember who it was. It was an old rock record, but it was a challenge. One of my friends had challenged me to, hey, take this record, see if you can do something with it. And then just I flipped it, and it was. But I'm sure that Jay can relate. It's just the time. Sometimes you're just motivated to create, and sometimes it's special. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that was definitely a special time, man. Where is Fettah? Because I was just about to show him something, but when he comes back, I'll show him something. Let me ask you about working with first of all, I want to say that, of course, we're having this conversation about Winnipeg's most, and we can't have that conversation without speaking about Brooklyn, late Brooklyn. First of all, rest in peace to Brooklyn.
R.I.P.
Mad love to his mother and his family and his kids. First of all, I just want to say, for just to be really, 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 really real, a lot of people fed into this hype that we all hated each other and we beefed with each other, and it was just this crazy, ugly beef. But the people out there got to know that a lot of that was like online fueled stuff, and at the heart we were brothers, and
yep,
we just know that Brooklyn had his own way of dealing with things, and that's that. But I shouldn't say that's that, but that's one side of him. But this musical side to him was like, he was like this, like what do you call it, like a prodigy or something like that, you know what I mean? He was like this you couldn't duplicate his energy or his voice or his artistic, even his flow. Like, sometimes you pull out these pockets, I'm like, where did he come from with that? You know what I mean? And sometimes you carry off into like the fourth pocket down the way and still catch it, that type of thing. And what was it like working with Brooklyn and like getting in those vocal files with Brooklyn?
Oh, well, for me personally, even after Winnipeg's most, I still had a working relationship with Brooke. Actually, when he put out his, I think he put out 3 projects kind of simultaneously, mostly on YouTube. I got a few beats on there, and we were, we always emailing back and forth, texting, and I still have some of his old files, but out of respect, I don't do anything with them. For the beats, he had given me vocals for projects I was going to work on, and I have a couple in the stash that he did, like for my detox project, that I don't know if I'll ever see the light of day, but I still have those too. So it was always a great relationship, man. He would tell me, and he would never go out of his way to tell me I need this type beat. He's like, yo, I just want your style. Like, that's what I'm looking for this kind of track. So he always respected that. He wasn't always trying to reach. And then, like, personally, he was a solid dude, man. Like, when I went through some personal stuff, he was one of the first ones to hit me up, like, yo, you good? And, stuff like that. So he was just a real dude, man. And, when it came to like the business stuff for the music, we would just talk about it. And for me, I don't know, I would never make it about money. It's never been about money. So I'd always just try to keep that relationship. The relationship to me is more important than the money. Hence why I think, us here collectively still get along. There wasn't a dividing factor. So not to stray away from Brooke, anytime I got vocals from him, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, oh shit. Like, because you're gonna get some fire, right? Like, I got some here too. Like, I just don't use them out of respect, right?
I remember when he sent the vocals for It Feels Good, and
Yeah.
it was only like a little tiny piece of vocal, but it made the song.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I
I
mean?
still try to do his voice when I'm backing you up on stage, man. I can't do it though, but you know, I let you do it. You do it though. You do it.
Yeah, man. Major love to Brooklyn. Fettah, we lost Fettah again. Okay, you know what, Fettah, you're gonna watch this later. I pulled this out of the stash today.
Oh, deadly.
Look at where they put Drezus way in the bottom.
Earning your stripes, that's why.
Jesus.
This
Jesus.
was yeah. Drezus. Yo, this was like, I think this is 2010, 2011. We got Brooklyn, John C, Charlie Fettah, Bubbles, all these crazy guys on this shirt. But I wanted to shout out Fettah with that, but you know, it's all good. You know, I feel like when the Winnipeg's most thing was going on, it was really hard to get everybody together on the same page, and it's still like that to this day. It's all good. It's all blessed. It feels dope to have you guys here. Come on, man. Show some love. Okay, first of all, since you guys are here, everybody needs to know that these are the guys I started with. You know what I mean? I started with, so me and, you know how what Charlie Fettah was rapping in J-Mac's ear? I was rapping in Stomp's ear.
Yeah,
and then, well, this is going to make me sound hella old, but
Like
in
2002?
Oh, yeah, no, 2000, no, like 2000, 2001, bro.
So that's when I was going to school in Calgary, and that was 2001.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So this guy was at the Fox or something like that. It was some club, and
I met you at Wpgs.
club. No, it's like a DJ club. Oh yeah, and I met you at Wpgs a little bit after that. But I remember when I met Stomp, I was like, "Yo, that's the War Party guy." I'm like, "What's up, bro?" You know what I mean? I just started hanging around. What you doing, man? Where you going? Yo, I'm gonna ride with you. And then that whole ride to the party, like, which was way on the res, like an hour away, I was rapping in this guy's ear. So for everybody out there, I know you see these memes about don't be rapping in people's ear. That's halfway true, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of people got put on like that. That just don't have shitty raps.
If you had the right voice, and that was one of the biggest things that I remember from that car ride. It was always in the back of my mind, because I was like, when I was, you know, on my way out the door with the War Party, that I was thinking, trying to find other MCs to work with, and there was always different people that you meet that that can rap maybe, but it was the voice, you know, and that was one of the main things with your voice, Joe, is that it was distinct. You know what I mean? Had different sound. I remember when you when you were, because you were staying in Saskatoon after that, when we actually started working.
Yeah.
I remember we used to cruise back and forth because I had the studio, and we were hey, what's up, Fettah?
I had to run home and literally fire up the MacBook. I was like, this mobile shit ain't working.
Yeah, that's a lot clearer. That's a lot clearer. But yeah, that was like 2003, right, Joe? We went out to Saskatoon and back over to Obima, Musquecheese.
Yeah,
and that's where we started recording. But it was like you sent that first drop, and it was over tears. I remember. And I remember just hearing that. I was like,
look at this. Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane, bro. And I was like, okay, this definitely gonna work with this guy. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that's where we first started working on Fast Life. That was back then.
I remember when I first got that CD too, Fettah. That first Res Official CD.
Oh, fire!
And that one was like hella packed too. That first CD, you can like Stomp came to the hood in Saskatoon, man. I was staying on Avenue T, and he came and hand delivered this CD to me, and there was like 20 bangers on it. And
I remember that day. It was just beautiful too.
Yeah, I remember it.
But that was the same thing. I remember when Jay and I were talking about that, because there wasn't Shadows on that too, bro. Jay. Yeah, Shadows was on that. That Shadows beat was just, it was the same thing. It was like you could just kind of feel like there's a different energy. You know what I mean? Like these beats have different life to them. You know what I mean? Yeah,
for real. And that's Res Official, man. Like you guys got brought a whole. You guys to me are what, like I'm like, you guys, I feel like I'm part of the same thing, but you guys in particular, especially Stomp, I feel like I know you'll never say this, but I'm gonna say this for everybody listening. Stomp has carried indigenous hip hop through
Yes.
all the
No,
way through. And
it's
for real.
everybody. It's everybody working. Everybody. It's everybody. It's
See
everybody.
that's how Stomp is. He won't give it up. But honestly, through his beats and through his mentorship,
Humble dude. Humble dude.
he has helped guide a lot of brothers, man. So I want to thank you for that, because you were there for me when nobody else was, and he even took me in as a brother. You and your dad, Errol, and like I wasn't appreciative. I didn't know how to show that appreciation back then, but I'm very, very appreciative of you and your contribution to this game, man. And not just indigenous hip hop, but hip hop in general, because we made it to places like Rap City. We made it to places like, all over TV, this and that. And while Fettah's back here, bro, I know a lot of people out there. I know you might have missed this, but I found this,
Dude,
today.
I have that same shirt.
Look, you want to go get it.
Yeah, I'll take some time for a second. I was part of Jay. Jay is just as important of a piece because, lonely. Oh, and a different
Colorways.
Brooklyn always had the crazy colorways, right? He pulled out the brown and orange or something like that. You know what I mean? But no, yeah, Jay, of course, man. Like, come on, man. Jay has been there since like literally the day after you were. I met Jay at Wpgs, this festival, or this what was it?
Education conference
in the mountains, and I did my first show over there. And I remember we had like an hour or something like that.
That was a sketchy show.
And I didn't even have one full song.
Stomp
I'm like, I'm gonna rap a verse on this beat and something over there. Yeah, anyways, J Mac is a major contribution to the game too, and like,
thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
Come on, man. Like, I think you guys go hand in hand. J Mac and Stomp is like, Stomp had the synthesizer bangers, the heavy, you know what I mean? Jay had the classic samples to hit you in the feels. I feel like I can't wait to hear what you guys got going on in the future.
You might say Stomp had the knock.
Definitely.
Go get the knock on iTunes, yo. It's called the knock.
It's not on iTunes. It's on Bandcamp.
Oh snap. Okay, Bandcamp. It's even better to go straight to the bank. But yo, everybody out there is like, okay, everybody's asking. I need to hear Fettah on this one.
Yep.
It's real shit. Do you miss Brooklyn?
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Him and I fucked up, man. Him and I, like, regardless of all the drama that happened, he was always the person, and this is not taking anything away from my relationship with John C. Him and I were so close that when that breakup happened, the things that we were both saying to each other cut so deep because our relationship allowed us to get that close to each other.
Yeah.
But also, man, he was just a wild boy. Like, but he was also the first one that was there when I was going through some shit. Like, I'd be beside myself, ready to fucking jump off of a ledge, and he would be the first person there to show up. And I often think about this, especially. I remember getting the call. It was the day before my birthday. He died on September 22nd. My birthday, September 23rd. I was at a hockey game. I was at the Jets game with Leonard Sumner. And both of our phones went off, and we heard, and immediately, because him and I were not in a good position when he died, like we were not in a positive relationship. But I remember when I read that text, I was like, "Fuck! I should have called him. I should have." And I mean, everybody says that, it's cliche, if anything. But yeah, I missed the fuck out of him, man. He was. For all of his faults, and we all do, and I don't like that idea when you die, everyone's an angel, you know what I mean? And Brooklyn owned his shit. I'll say that. Like, Brooklyn was who he was, and he was proud of who he was, regardless if you liked him or not. there was something about his energy that honestly it kind of makes sense that he wasn't long for this world, because he was just like he was just this ball of fucking energy and productivity and hustle and grind and make $1 out of 15 cents type of dude, right? I think he was one of the most generous people that I've ever met in my entire life, because he carried so many people with him. Like his crew needed him, and I mean, you know, we're in the realm of Facebook, so I mean, everybody can see the way it played out afterwards. But to me, I never realized how much that connection meant to me, because that breakup was dirty. That breakup was, you know, it was stupid, and yeah, every day, man. There's times where I'm like, man, I wish I could call Brooklyn right now just to talk some shit, because he was like,
he's the best at that
game, man. But also, I remember having this conversation. I mean, God rest his soul. I remember having this conversation after the first tour, because he was locked up for the first tour, and we went to Montreal, and we were doing a run of shows, and I think it was actually the second tour, maybe. Anyways, John C had missed this show, so it was just Brooklyn and myself, and we were at the Montreal airport, staying at the hotel because we were flying up to, I want to say, Nemaska. And I remember having a conversation with him, and I was like, yo, bro, man, like, look how much paper we're getting out here. Like, I need you to stay out of jail. Like, I need you to let the streets go. And I'm kind of having this heart-to-heart with him, and he looks me dead in the fucking eyes, and he takes a drag of his cigarette, he throws it, and he says, I can't help it. I'm just a motherfucking gangster. And he fucking walks away. And I was like, one of those stories that just stuck with me, because like I didn't hate him for it. I was like, yo, I love you for that. I love that.
That's real, and that was a real ish.
And he was like I always like say he was like a thug in the way, like he wasn't a gang member. Like everyone, they always tried to do that with us. They always tried to say we were gang members or whatever. Like he wasn't. Like Brooke was.
He was anti-gang member.
He was anti. That's what I was saying. Everyone's like, "Oh, you guys were gang members." I'm like, you don't even know idea what Brooke. Brooke was anti-gang.
He was, man. I remember. I remember him telling me all types of things, but I really want to speak on this. This side of Brooklyn that a lot of people didn't see is, like, I remember sitting there and him like having straight heart to hearts, man, and like he wouldn't be afraid to say like real shit to you, like one on one, you know, like when you're on your own. And like, I remember in the days before he passed, I think 2 years before, I remember seeing that he was really on edge, man, like more so than ever, you know. And I remember when the day that I heard I got the call, it was from John C, man. The first person I heard from when Brooklyn passed away was John C. And whew. And to hear John C, his voice broke me. Like, I was like, damn, you know, like, because, and meanwhile, all these people thought that there was all this hate and all this da 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 da. But at the bottom of it, we were brothers, man. And Brooklyn brought me into the Heat Bag unit in 2010 or 2011. That was when you guys had the double spot up on top by the karaoke spot on Osborne.
Yeah, that was a dope
those
spot.
are crazy. Those are crazy days, right? But I just wanted to like put out there the fact that Brooklyn was a real human being, man, and like he cared for his people, man. Very generous. Pull out, you know, help out people in need. Very generous, you know. And I just feel like I don't want to say anything to disrespect the family or anything, but I just feel like sometimes we make choices that aren't the best for us. And, you know, I just want to say that I miss you, brother. And I remember that time, that day, I was driving down the same strip of highway in Where Are You Running video, you know, so it hit me hard. But yo, I just want to say rest in peace to Brooklyn. I want to thank you, Fettah, for coming through and sharing your insight. Do you have any things coming up?
Difficulties, bro.
No, it's all good, man. That's all.
I want to say this before you get off the Brooklyn thing. You touched on it where like people, I get this a lot too. People talk about like Winnipeg's most, and it's cool. Like it's cool that we touch so many, and I'm sure you get this too. Like with your you know pedigree and shit. I feel like sometimes people assume because they heard the music or because we got a bunch of views or whatever, they're like they forget that there's like a real human behind that. And I feel like that's kind of what the breakup was about, is that we let our egos like run rampant because that was such a like it was like a 2.5 year thing. Like we went from nothing to fucking everything. And Brooklyn was him and I would always speak on that because we were always saying like how much of a whirlwind it was and how much that we didn't actually have time to like just sit down and process and get right with ourselves. And you know, me and Brooklyn talked about a lot. But I feel like a lot of people, they always forget that. They forget that there's like a real human. He was a father. He was a son. Regardless of what happened, like, you know, I hate it when I see on Facebook, they're like, oh, Brooke was like, I'm like, dude, like, it's not that. It's not that. We were like really, really good friends. We really were brothers. Like that guy, even during the beef, man, I ran into somebody that I couldn't handle. I was out at a club. I needed him, and I called him, and that motherfucker was there in 10 minutes. And
he loved that kind of shit.
The last conversation that I had with him was like, dude, when I see you, I'm gonna do you in. And then I call him, I'm like, yo, man, I need some help. He's like, I'll be there in 10 minutes. You know, like,
yeah, man.
I just I like when you brought that up and you said that because a lot of people like they believe in this character and this like this thing that we were, and that's so cool because it helped us connect with a lot of people. But sometimes like the real human, the real man is forgotten. And I've been blessed to have relationships with people like all y'all. And he was one of those relationships, you know what I mean? So I just want to say that because I feel like sometimes that's lost on people and they forget. They just hear the music and they see the videos and the chains and the money and and I'm like, man, that dude was so much more than that. And that's why he was so good. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like that's why there was so many facets to his personality and his thing, and not all of them were positive, you know what I mean? But that's what it was, and I don't ever want to be remembered. You know, God forbid. I want to be remembered as the man I am, and that's. I feel like that's my responsibility for the homies that aren't here anymore. Is that they remember the man that they were, not who you thought they were.
That's big. So, like, what I'm taking from that is that for me right now, mental health is very, very, very important, man. And I'm on this journey right now. You know, even with my biking and this and that, I'm like in my sobriety. So you feel like in moving in this game, in this music industry, it's very important to take care of yourself. That's what I'm hearing. Right?
Dude, you have to. Dude, all that money we made didn't do nothing for me. Like, dude, like, yeah, it was nice. Like, I live in a nice house because I was pretty decent with my money and shit. But like, that the toll that took was crazy. Like, it was crazy. I'm not like, and I'm saying like I'm hard done by. You know what I mean? Like, but I think especially like we were talking earlier, when you're in the streets, you have that ego, that bravado, that like that thing that you have to keep up. You got to keep up appearances. Yeah. And it's really hard to smile for 1,000 people when inside you just want to like go to your room and be alone. And a lot of people don't get that. And that's when the drugs come in and the booze comes in and those things start becoming your coping mechanisms because there's nothing else. Like there's nothing else. Like when you're on the road, or you're really it's a crazy feeling to feel like you're alone in a room full of 3,000 people and they're all there to see you. You know what I mean? That's like a bugged out feeling, man. Everyone's like, I love you, I love you, I love you, and you're like, I don't even love myself. So like, what's going on?
Real talk, man. Real talk. Yo, that Fettah's over here dropping gems, man. And Fettah has he's about to do 100 push-ups real quick and drop 100 bars.
I wish C was here.
I know. I wish John C was here because, like, I was thinking, I was like, I need to hear that. Yeah, man. You know, you know what I mean? Like, I was expecting to hear that, but yo, John C, it's all good. We love you. We hope to hear some new music from you. Maybe even we can get on some shit.
Too. He's got some fire with these young kids over here. He sent me something the other day, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" He's like, "It's me." I'm like, "Oh hell,
yeah." Get him, John C. Yo, just to peace out real quick, everybody. If you want to do some quick shout outs to these guys, make sure shout them out right now. And while they're doing that, let's go around this circle, starting with Stomp. And if you have anything you want to say, anything you're doing, anything, go ahead and say it. And we'll end off with Fettah.
Just want to say thanks for the opportunity. This is awesome. You know, getting a chance to talk about, you know, one of the most special times as a creative in my life anyway, having the opportunity to work with, yourself, Drezus, and Fettah, C, Brooklyn, Jay. It was such a good time in 2000, 2008, all the way up to, what was it, like 2013, 2012, around there?
Mm-hmm.
It's been insane. Like what Fettah said, it was a whirlwind. And Jay and myself, we live on reserve out in Alberta, in Hobima, that's called Musquetrice now. And so it's a little bit different for us. We don't necessarily get to experience it in Winnipeg, but one of the biggest things that you do see is that the numbers on their, like, even just YouTube's is insane. Like their fans are fervent, like just insane. They have so many fans that just love their music, love Brooklyn,
Still,
love
to this day.
C. You know what I mean? Like literally millions, which is unheard of for a Canadian hip hop group. You know what I mean? Like millions and millions of views. So it's just, I've always told people that I've worked with, and even the people that I know, like when you go to shows, I don't necessarily want to be, I've never wanted to be the person up at the front. You know what I mean? I always love just sitting at the back and just being able to see everybody experience and love what everybody's doing on stage, and just being able to see people move to the music. You know what I mean? That's what gives me good feelings. So to know that people still enjoy that, that people still love that, people are still carrying on. People like Snotty, people like yourself, Dro, people, Fettah, everybody doing music in hip hop right now in Canada is still carrying on. The young Indigenous acts that are coming up, and it's awesome having your show here to be able to see that. Like I'll tune in and like, man, I've never even heard these people before, but they're dope. Insane, like R&B, people just having different vibes. You know what I mean? Like I'm not as active in music as I once was, but it's just, I love being able to see so many great creative works coming out. You know what I mean? Like Sebastian, I'm one of Sebastian's biggest fans, man. Boog,
I'm like his biggest.
Freaking,
I
give him so many Spotify plays, man.
Baby, gotta hold on me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my jam.
I started pulling out my hair and brushing.
You know what I mean? though. It's a beautiful thing. It's so having this platform that you're giving all these different artists to keep on. Like it's awesome. You know what I mean? And like I appreciate this platform. I hope everybody just keeps on. Keep on using your voice. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't get caught up in the perk rap and all that stuff, because it's there are different waves and whatnot, and to each their own. But just honestly, just like do whatever feels good, when you're creating. That's what Jay and myself, I'm sure Jay has different vibes, but I know for myself, I just do whatever I feel I want to make at the time. And it's a blessing to be able to have had those times in the past. And Jay and myself have a few things that we're kind of cooking up right now, but yeah. But thank you again. Thank you,
my brother Gwitch. Jay Mizzy.
Hey. Yeah, same thing. Again, Stomp doesn't take all the credit he definitely deserves, but I've known Stomp a long time. Real quick, Stomp used to work same building as my mom, so when I got started, I used to bring my little beat CDs with my first beats that were just horrible, and I'd be like, check these out. And I think it was probably after the 6th beat CD that he finally actually, said something to me. So, it takes a while to crack that, man, if you're gonna try. So,
really.
but yeah, I just want to thank everyone, man. The run was amazing. Transitioning from Res Official to Winnipeg's Most was pretty seamless. Things that happen, and I always sit with stuff, like this year. I know you guys got those where we, So but at the end of the day, this for me, that award there, Stomp deserves that, but I took that from Stomp. But the first album, Stomp did a lot of the work, and I know he won't take that credit, but he did a lot of the behind the scenes. He's saying he's off to the side. When I would DJ those sets, I'd be looking at him to make sure the levels were good. He'd be like giving me the up or the down, and so a lot of that was quarterback. No, for sure. Yeah, if you get the Stomp thumb, you're good. So, but yeah, I can attest. Yeah, pause. But you know, but being out with Dreez, you know, I do a lot of work with Dreez and DJing myself still. The Winnipeg's Most name, it's still out there, man. You know, like when I do res parties, I gotta play Bang Bang still. You know what I mean? I gotta play all that I know. Bro, no, for real, you know, like people still want to hear that stuff. And when we go out in the communities and I break down a beat and I show them how I made a beat, I use the intro to the Winnipeg's Most album. I break that all the way down and build it all the way back up, and then I show them the song. So you know, the Winnipeg Most ripple effect is still alive and well, man. So
bro, let me just say this really quick while you say
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So I had a new video drop, like that little 1-minute video I had dropped this week.
yeah.
I put it on my Facebook. You know, people like I get my usual support. It was dope. And then I dropped the Winnipeg's Most, like a video that's like 10 years old. Way more likes.
Oh,
Way more likes. No, I told Fettah that today, and I was like, that's the power of like that energy that you guys had. You know what I mean? And it's perpetual, man. It just keeps going, even though there's not no human like conduct. You know what I mean? Conduction going on. But yo, I cut you off, and go ahead.
No, that's cool. Because it's funny, like when we talk about that first beat pack, I still, like I was saying, I have the original beat pack, and I'll listen to that, and I'll be shaking my head like, man, I hate Stomp for this, because like that All That I Know beat is
your beats too, bro.
but that All That I Know beat is like so killer, man. And like I missed out on a couple opportunities, man, because I would just want to stay home and do the family thing. But like I remember when they were shooting the All That I Know video, you know, the guys were hitting me up and stuff. It was like -40, I remember, and guys were like, bro, you're lucky you're not here, man. Hope you're warm because it's cold as you know what out here. I'm like, man. So just, you know, I did miss out on some stuff, but always kept me in the loop. You know, I always made it out where I could and did what I could while I could, you know. So my connection to that it's special to me, man. You know, like I got the albums here, I encase all my CDs that I've been a part of, like, you know, like you know, I'm proud of the things I've been a part of. So I always feel lucky to be a part of that, man. So appreciate all that, and I hope, you know, some of those little stories are held on and passed on. So
word.
So hi to everyone. I appreciate your time, for real.
Okay, hold up, bro. You gotta shout out somebody real quick, okay? I'm just gonna pull up a random. Go ahead, bro. Just shout him out. Say what's up,
Lord Rudimus.
Lord Rudimus. Yes.
Lord Rudimus, what's up? Respect. That's dope.
William Crandell. Go ahead, bro. Shout him out.
Yeah, William Crandell. Thanks for coming. Thanks, bro. Appreciate the love.
Thanks.
Oh, we got Justin.
Oh, Sweet Lou Luxury. What's up, bro?
Hey.
Musco cheese.
Oh.
Hey,
what's up, bro? Yeah, you got some time too. You gotta get Sky on here too, bro, and drop some of that realness, man.
Hey.
Aaron?
Yeah.
Petuous? Hey.
Matt J. Clark.
Oh,
Big
Matt J.
thanks,
Clark.
Dave, for
Hey.
making banging instrumentals. Arlene Daniels, congrats, J Mac.
Oh, hey. I appreciate that.
Yo, there's so many here. I appreciate you guys for stopping by, man. John C., like I said, we love you, man. We want to hear some new music. Fettah's back in the building again. Yo, Fettah, you with us? You gonna say peace? You gonna get a peace out from you one time? One time?
Fettah, what do you have?
Yo.
Huh? Fettah, do you have any new projects?
Bro, I have no idea what is going on with technology with me today. No idea.
This guy's like the Teddy Riley verse is so going on over here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I love y'all. Drezus. I love you, Stomp. I love you, Jay, man. This shit's super cool to have this platform to talk about this shit. Apparently, my phone is I don't know. All my power went out on the laptop. I had a power failure and shit. I have no idea what's going on. I feel
it's
like
all
the
good,
world
bro.
can't hear these words. They're trying to.
You got some music coming out?
Oh yeah, Steven Tyler.
Let him know.
Steven Tyler 2.0. I got 3 videos. Steven Tyler 2.0. I think we're dropping it in 6 weeks or 5 weeks. I can't remember. We just got to get the last 2 videos edited, and then everything's coming out. So yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you wanna say real quick before we sign out?
Yeah, I just want to say, like, I hope people really like what Stomp was saying about how it's like crazy to see all these new creatives, and staying true to who you are. I feel like that's some of the best advice you could ever get, is to just be true to yourself, because I feel like a lot of the stuff that people are dealing with is because they're trying to keep up appearances, or they're trying to like impress other people, and I think some of the best music and creatively your best work will come from when you're comfortable in your own skin and you're okay saying the things that you want to say. And I really like that Drezus, especially with Drezus, man, like watching the growth from Big Dro, the wild motherfucker that I knew, to like to Drezus right now is like that's some inspirational. That's really inspirational, man. And this platform, the way that you use your voice and the way that you big up other people, and the amount of skill, ability, and pedigree that you have, but yet you're still super, super humble and uplifting other people around you. I think that, anybody that's listening to this conversation, I hope those are the gems you take out, is be yourself and be humble and lift up those around you. Like you said, Stomp, like Stomp's done so much for my career, and I've never, like, we've talked and stuff, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like I want people to know Stomp's work too. You know what I mean? I want people to know Jay. I want people to know Dro. Like, it's crazy that we've been through all this shit, and we're here now having crazy conversations like this, and hopefully dropping gems on some youth and just letting them know, like, be yourself, man. Live your truth, man. Make sure you do what you want to do, and don't compromise for anything. You know what I mean? Compromise don't get you nowhere, man. Be you. If they're gonna like it, they're gonna like it. If they're gonna hate it, they're gonna hate it. But whatever it is, just do whatever the hell you want to do, man.
Appreciate you, Fettah. Yo, Winnipeg's Most will forever live on as the classic thing. The classic, yo.
It's all that I know.
Hey, let me do the Brook back up. No, I'm just playing. All right, yo. Major love to you guys.
Okay, peace.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna finish off the show with Winnipeg boy. Yo, show some love. Go follow Fettah at Charlie Fettah. Go follow J-Mac at J-Mac. Go follow Stomp at Tom Cryer, I believe. Cryer. Yes, sir. Go follow him. J-Mac is just J-Mac, right? J-A-Y.
Yeah, it's a little complicated. J_Mac_81.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm playing with you. You'll find them. Just search them up. J-Mac. Appreciate you guys. Much love. I love you guys. Be safe. I know. Keep being a dope daddies, all you guys. Stomp, you're a daddy too. You know. It's all love. Yo, Winnipeg boy. Mad love.
Hey, peace.
Oh, wait. Let me get that right.
I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. Every tattoo on my body proves who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. Every tattoo on my body proves who I am.
I'm a Winnipeg boy, hell yeah, and that's a fact. Got the city on my back like a certified stamp, and the streets in my heart like a certified map. And I'm done after this, I ain't even trying to rap. And it's HB, dog, yeah, from coast to coast, from the hood to the burbs, like the birds when they cold. Hood rich from the coast to sailing on the boat. Got your girl right here shoving money down the throat. I'm royalty, bitch, a street kid into a sultan. I'm a transformer turning from a jet into a falcon. I'm a Winnipeg boy, snapbacks, no fitted. Come to my city and I'll show you how we get it.
I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. Every tattoo on my body proves who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. Every tattoo on my body proves who who I am.
I'm a Winnipeg boy who loves them Winnipeg Jets. I'll be forever Winnipeg until there's no Winnipeg left. And we be Winnipeg's most, and we're a Winnipeg threat. We get that Winnipeg love, cause we're a Winnipeg set. So here's some words in my confession. My words is a violent weapon. I'm shooting like I'm a Ovechkin, and nah, I don't need your blessing. From Sergeant Sucker to Ellis, your haters can get to stepping. Our movement is more a message. I hope that you learned your lesson. It's follow the leader. You see us flying off the meter, and I don't tell them my secrets. And when I'm done, ain't speaking. I'm in the street telling ransom. Got me spreading like cancer. Always taking advantage, cause I'm the king of the castle.
I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. Every tattoo on my body proves who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. Every tattoo on my body proves who I am.
Winnipeg boys forever, I bet. From the school of hard knock, better watch your step. 30 below, better protect your neck. Goonies run the city and they rep they set. Love my city, love my town. King of the city, new for the crown. Take it to the top, get the game down. Popping bottles at the ball while I'm pumping on the pound. Winnipeg boy doing what I can. Tattoos on my body tell you who I am. Follow the rules and never take that stand. Living life on the edge, but Fettah, I got a plan. Fuck that bullshit, do it for the fam. My team move like the Wu-Tang Clan. Music is my life, it is everything I am. I'ma do it to the death, cause I never give a damn. North Coast representative, my people be really living it. Don't stop to the top, push it to the limit, bro. Winnipeg boy, these other rappers is gimmicks. Grind the pedal to the metal, flying to the finish.
I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. Every tattoo on my body proves who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. I'm a Winnipeg boy, that's who I am. Every tattoo on my body proves who I am.